Yo YouTube, what you saying? Sluggy Beats here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make your drill 808s better, and also how to get your drill 808 slide sounding perfect, especially in Logic Pro X. If you're not using Logic Pro X, don't worry, because this video is still going to be helpful for you for getting the 808 sounding right, sounding in key, and getting the slides to the right notes and stuff like that. So first of all, we're just going to put our BPM to 140, and we're going to just get a basic piano up. Today we're not going to be focusing on making like a good beat or anything. It's just going to be on making sure that the 808s are right. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to create a really basic piano drill melody. Now guys, this is a really basic piano melody here, just like a loop of chords. First of all, the first step to getting your 808s right is making sure you're in the right key. Now I'm going to show you the wiki page that I use all the time just to double check that I'm in the right key. So we're just going to head over to this page called Key Signatures Wiki. If you type that in, you'll be fine. And what it's going to show you is the different key signatures if you scroll down a bit. Now if you look, we've got major key signatures on the left and minor key signatures on the right. Even though like you might think, oh, minor and major is supposed to be different, like each major key has a minor key that is the exact same. So C major is the same as A minor, G major is the same as E minor, and it goes on. Now what we need to do is figure out what key we're in. So to do this, what I do is I highlight the notes and I see that we've got two black keys here. So these could either be G sharp and A sharp, or it could be A flat and B flat. Now what we need to do is we need to look here. Now as you can see, if you look here, we've got F sharp, C sharp, and if you look at our chord sequence here, we've got a C and it's not a sharp, so it can't be in this section here, so we need to look at the flats. So yeah, if we get to this one down here, B flat, E flat, A flat, that's got our notes in, the correct notes. And you might be thinking, well, we haven't played any E flats, but that's just because we haven't played any. So say if we head over to this where we've got one of our flats here, if we do put an E here, it works because it's just a C major chord. But if we then put an E, normal E there, sounds awful. But if we change it to E flat, sounds okay. So that's how we know that we're in the correct key there. So our key is E flat major or C minor, whichever you prefer to call it, but I would usually call this C minor. And the reason I'd call it C minor as well is because we've got all these C's here. Now 9 times out of 10, when you find out what key signature you're in, if you're in C minor, then your main 808 note is probably going to be C. So what do I mean by the main 808 note? And I'll show you now. So if we pull our 808 up here and play the C with our sequence, you can see it just sounds good. But say if we play an E flat, just doesn't sound quite as nice. Even though it's in key, it's just not sounding as nice. So if we create a MIDI region here and we start drawing our 808 in, we can use the C note. So let's just create a basic pattern here. Now of course that's a bit boring, so we want some slides in, especially with it being drill. Now first thing I do when it comes to slides is I'll make the velocity of these bottom notes the max. To make sure our slides are sounding right, we need to head into the Q sampler here in Logic. What we want to do is turn this polyphony here down to 1. And then this glide, we want to turn it up to around 70, I always find is good. Now let's talk about slides. Now a safe slide always to do with your 808 will be going up to the next octave. So if we go like this, see it just sounds good. You can even go like an octave up. And you'll hear like that's really loud compared to our low notes. It cuts through a lot more. So with these, I always bring the octave down to maybe 80. Maybe even more with this 808. Now obviously we don't just want to slide up to the octave above all the time, we want to experiment a bit. So what we can do is refer back to our chords here. Now as you can see in the second chord here, we're playing a A flat. So what will sound good with this is an A flat. So we could play, so we could go to A flat here. it sounds good as well. We could take it a step further and go up to C as well at the end. Now, I'm not saying this is an actual rhythm I would do in a beat, but I'm just showing you as an example in how you can make things work. Another great 808 trick you can do is you can do sort of like a fading out effect. You do like 4 808s here and highlight them. Press A for your automation and then draw a downwards arrow like this. They might need to be more quiet than that. That might be a bit fast actually. Let's spread them out a bit. So it gives that fading out effect. Now guys, sometimes you might be in a situation where you want to use a sample and you haven't got the chords to refer to. So I'm going to show you a great little site that you can use. Let's use a cactus loop. Now this website's called TuneBat. I really like this website. I use it all the time. There is other websites like this, but this one's just my favorite one. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And then all we're going to do is drag this in. Now, I know you're going to be looking at me thinking, oh, you can clearly see there that it says C minor, but imagine it's a loop that you don't know the key of and stuff like that. So we drag it in, and it's going to tell you C minor, and the BPM 69. Bragged about this website saying how good it is, and it's actually told us the wrong BPM. Now, I swear down, this is the first time it's ever happened, but it's got the key right, which was the purpose of today's thing. Anyway, so what we've done is we've found his key, which again also happens to be in the exact same key as what we've just played. But what we can do is then refer back to our sheet on Wiki, find C minor, and then find the notes. Now you might be thinking, well, the root note could be different, like last time it was C, but I guarantee you that, like, once again, 9 times out of 10, C will sound correct. Yeah, let's just see how it's sounding if we put C's in. So yeah, as you can hear, it already sounds bang on. Like if we moved it up to E flat, sounds okay, but just not quite as nice as C. Now as you can hear, the chords change in the second half. You can follow the chords if you want, or if you're not confident in finding the correct chord, you can just stick to C, because C still sounds good. A great trick for matching your 808s to a sample is to put your 808 an octave up, because it's really hard to hear if the notes are lining up when it's so low down. So if we move it an octave up, or maybe even 2, sounds about right. Maybe not. So as you can hear, that's sounding great. 808 sounding nice. One way to really improve your 808, even though it's not an 808, is to add a kick in, but maybe not for all the notes. So what we're going to do is going to quickly build some drums around this 808. I'm going to head into my new kit here and just lay down some quick drums. Now guys, we're going to start putting some slides in. Now I've got a bit more of a feel with the drums. So I'm thinking a slide here for sure. Now I'm going to use the fading out effect here. Now guys, the purpose of just like building this up was to put the kick in, and I just want to show you that I wouldn't put a kick with every 808. If you are liking the sound of the drums today, there is a free version of this kit in the description if you want to check it out and see for yourself. So I'm going to show you what I'd do with the kick here. Is what I'd do is I'd follow the C as in the bottom note, but I wouldn't play all the slides. So I won't play this bit, but I'd play the you know, the drop. So there guys, hopefully you get what I mean about the kick. I'm not playing it for like every note like all the slides, because if I did, it just would sound like it would take the impact out of the drop of each hit. If you listen here where the slides are, it just sounds great when it drops back in, when you get that kick back. See, it just makes it sound so much harder. And again here. There you go guys, works great. Hopefully you've learned something new. Hopefully you'll be able to get those 808 sounding perfect, the slide sounding good. If you have enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash the like button, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. New videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I've been Sluggy Beats, and I'll see you next time.